Welcome, everybody, to Dueling Aces After Dark. That is what the DA stands for. Welcome, everybody, to who is catching us on the 609 Sports Talk Radio Network. I am very privileged to finally have the opportunity to share our crew with Sam and the fam. How you doing, Sam?
We back. It's been a hot minute, but
Yeah,
we're back.
it's only been 6 weeks. It is for DA for April 21st, 2026. It has been a long hiatus off due to my work schedule. Did not permit me to, you know, work this out. So that was a fun tour of duty, and it is over. Thank goodness. And just looking forward to the next project, which apparently is almost literally right around the corner. I saw some more stuff today that they said, hey, can you take a look at this? We're getting ready to do this. Okay, I'm ready to go. And they said, good, we're going to need a few more bodies for you. I was like, good, I need bodies to fulfill a desk. Sure, absolutely. Lots of bodies.
Well, just before we hop into anything here, I do want to say that you guys coming over to the 609, which is probably something that has been well overdue. Definitely something that should have been in the making way earlier. But now 609 we got everybody covered. We got you covered on Mondays, we got you covered Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays. All I gotta do is find someone on Thursday and we're good. Well, we're getting the people what they want. We are giving the people what they want. That is the voices of people that know how to talk sports without filters, without a script in front of them, and they'll get paid millions to spread BS and bullcrap.
And plus, you and I also have our my alternate spinoff called One of One that we will be able to pop onto at any point in time. Usually, we've been doing that through the football season in the Sunday after, like mid-afternoon times. So
One
that
of
won't
one
be
is
too bad.
kind of like Brock Lesnar. It shows up when it's needed.
Yes, absolutely. And never, however, the only difference is never retires.
Fair enough.
Spoiler alert for the Wrestlemania folks. If you have not been watching, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute. Yes, Mr. Brock Lesnar took off the boots, ripped off the gloves, left him in the middle of the ring, gave Mr. H a big old hug. Tears were shed, and he turned around and said, "Deuces, he's out." What's up, Mike? How you doing? Wow, Mike wants to just ruffle the feathers already. He said, "Hope your night is better than Vrabel's."
Well, Vrabel was having a bunch of really good nights until he got caught.
Yes, that is something that I did run and notice that. Whoopsie! It's like, hey, so you want to be a head football coach of any particular team that's now 2 head coaches caught with the ladies? Not that I'd be bashing on Michigan anyway. Right, Mike? Exactly.
I got no words for that whole situation.
Just breaking out the backhoe right now, man. Back up the trucks. We've got a lot of crap to unearth.
Back up the brakes. It's been a hot minute.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, when that came out, woo. Oh, and it's interesting to see she quiet. Well, she had to wait. She was pretty quiet at first, and then decided to wait. It looked like 2 weeks to formally announce that she had to leave her job because of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, wow, really? She staged an overturned car stunt. Oh my.
Yeah, there
Mike's on
was
a
some weird report that came out that
Mike has totally missed us. He said that's not confirmed. Mike has totally missed us. He is just spitting fire, spitting facts right off the get-go.
hey man,
Uh
we said it's been a hot minute.
yeah, real quick to piggyback on the WrestleMania thing though.
Oh, dude,
Whew,
I have to.
snoozer.
You think?
Uh disappointed with several of the matches. The way they were even set up was bad. Uh it was getting kind of weird and a little almost you pretty much quote unquote saw it coming with a lot of the matches. I think the only solid match out of any of it was the IC, excuse me, uh ladder match, which was fantastic. Um Rusev taking some brutal ladder bumps though. Jeez. I don't know. I don't know how he didn't wake up yesterday and just not and just say, I'm good for the night. No, he still came back in last night and still wanted to beat up people. I said, that's impressive, dude. Okay. Uh, which leads me to the Monday, the Monday night after WrestleMania is usually absolutely awesome. And the crowd usually dictates and just makes everybody go off the rails. Not last night. Boring. I don't know what it was. I was like, dude, you guys did it in Vegas. How about no? I think you could probably done it anywhere else, and you would have had louder pops and louder reactions to a lot of things. I think Vegas was just gassed out. I think having, not that
You
many people showed up for this event, and they were even in the smaller arena
you
for it.
can't
So
you can't have WrestleMania in the same city back to back years. If you're going to go back to Vegas, I get it, but you can't do it back to back. You got to take like 2 or 3 years off, go other places, then go back to Vegas. Because at that point, it's like these people are like, oh, we've done this 3 out of 4 times now. Why are we going to go again? Like, you can't do the same venue back to back years for the biggest pay per view of the year. Secondly, you know, we like to make a lot of jokes about Vince McMahon and a lot of the stuff that he used to do. He has got to be sitting at home utterly disgusted with what they've done with his wrestling product. Because that had to have been, I will be completely honest, I did not watch one single bit of WrestleMania. Not only is it because TKO is now making it impossible to watch because you got to find it where it's on now.
yeah,
That's
that
point
was
one.
oh yeah, that was tons of fun.
We had 2 matches the entire weekend go over 20 minutes, both main events.
Yeah, that was it.
You know, people used to, and you know how, remember, like everyone was getting sick of Roman Reigns and the title run and the bloodline and yada, yada, yada. Roman Reigns now is the guy that they have to call to save this stuff. He
Yeah.
saved the weekend by winning the world title.
Yeah.
Because the Orton and Cody main event could have been great. They could have put it so much more back on the friggin' back end of the legacy storyline from 2009 when Cody and Ted DiBiase, who was, by the way, at WrestleMania,
Yep.
could have been such a huge storyline. But no, after the miserable failure that was the Travis Scott situation last year, we go right back into it again with another Cody Rhodes main event. Pat McAfee, Jelly Roll. There was an instance leading up to this main event on a SmackDown that Pat McAfee is walking around the arena after beating the crap out of Cody Rhodes with the WWE Championship. So congratulations. Somehow you made Randy Orton the understudy in his own WrestleMania main event. The problem is they care too much about the production, not the wrestling, and the in-ring product no longer matters.
And I don't think they did not need Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. They didn't
There's
need
too
that
much
at all.
there's too much celebrity involvement in wrestling these days.
I mean, did you really need Speed in there too for
I
that?
already got to deal with Logan Paul, man. Please.
Yeah. Oh, and last night, Logan Paul trying to bash YouTubers, and he's saying, "Oh, they just want to get into our business. We got to protect the business." I'm like, you're a good example of who we ought to bounce out of here first and foremost. And ironically, The Miz turned around and said, Logan Paul has picked it up faster than Bad Bunny, even faster than he did. And he has picked up on so much on how to tell a story in the ring, how to be pretty much. He said he didn't want to be a heel. He wanted to be babyface.
Yeah.
And Miz says, no, dude, really, you're a heel. Trust me, you're a heel.
That'll
And
be
I'm
the
sitting
one
there
thing
going,
I
yes,
will.
you are a heel because I don't even want you on my television. You're an idiot.
That will be the one thing I will give Logan Paul some credit for. I still am the believer that there is too much celebrity involvement in wrestling these days, but at least Logan Paul has enough respect for the industry to learn it and to actually try to perfect the craft. If you look at the wrestling matches that he had his first time in the ring compared to now, he at least has learned it. And plus, of course, he's a good heel. Logan Paul's been hated by everybody on social media for decades. For over a
Yeah.
decade now, people can't stand him.
Well, and that's the one thing I also do give Jelly Roll credit too, is because he went through 6 months of the training. I mean, it's not like, oh, well, we're going to give you about 6 weeks. It's like, no, he the man turned around and spent 6 months. All right, I'll give you that. I mean, it was, when Jelly was in his match just a little bit ago, I was like, oh, I was pleasantly shocked and surprised. I was like,
Too.
okay, all right. But Speed, yeah, no, we could have done without him. It should have been the Usos against Logan Paul and Theory for the titles.
Yeah,
That's
like
that's what it should have been.
my favorite my favorite Jelly Roll appearance at WWE was when Logan Paul called him an outsider and Randy Orton blew a gasket.
Yeah.
Outsider? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Randy Orton is
What?
like the only guy that you could just put him in any type of character and he'll make it great.
Absolutely.
You know, TKO, the actual guy who's been a heel before, which again, I'm never going to get over the failure. And I know there's a lot of people who think they know more wrestling than me. The failure. What was the John Cena heel turn last year? You can tell yourself all you want. Oh, he wanted to do it. Okay, guess what? As great as John Cena was, guess what John Cena doesn't know how to be?
A heel.
No, he was a heel for like 6 months in 2003 when he was the rapper. That's when John Cena could have been a heel.
Yeah,
But no.
but they ended up flipping on him. He was, but the
Yeah.
crowd flipped on him and loved him. And he went, wait a minute. What? You love my heel? Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that's how it happens, dude.
It's like Roman. Roman's supposed to be, I guess he's supposed to be the heel in the Punk feud. They love him still because when he shows up, we miss him. But the problem was Cena turned into the Hulk Hogan of this era. Everybody
Yeah.
loved him for too long. And regardless, that's the other problem about, oh, well, he wanted to have at least one heel run before he retired. But that's the problem now. He is on his retirement tour. They're not going to boo him during his retirement tour. Did they? 10, 9, 8, 76ers.
Oh, is it Roman needs it? Well, sorry about your luck, Brian, but after last night, that's not going to happen as it looks like they are, hang on to your shorts, they're rebooting the bloodline. Yep.
Brian, as soon as WWE comes up with a newly developed main event talent, Roman will easily go away. The problem is they don't know how to anymore.
Yeah,
Because
unfortunately.
because the guy that made Cena and made Roman and all those guys no longer owns the company. Listen, listen to this real quick. Tyrese Maxey, 29 points, 9 assists. VJ Edgecombe, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 12 of 20 shooting. Oh my God. In Boston. Going in Boston and doing that. Not an easy place to play in the NBA playoffs. Which, by the way, tonight got a little bit of breaking news. Victor Wembanyama has entered the NBA concussion protocol and will not return for the rest of Game 2 against the Trailblazers. Something to monitor for the rest of the series.
That's not good.
No, because I don't know how the NBA's concussion protocol is, but I know how concussion protocols in high school basketball worked, and they were stingy. Dennis, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm in a good mood. Sixers won. Flyers are up 2-0. The Phillies are breaking my heart, but Howie's about to make us another masterclass, so it's okay. Good mood tonight. Got another show on 609. I'm happy. And of course, my brother over here.
And I'm just going to keep this rolling here as you've gotten that off and running, and we've knocked off one of our topics rather quickly. Moving into the MLB ABS, I have one Mr. Tony over here ready to rock and roll.
Begin today with embarrassment for baseball. A leaked document indicates that the league has privately admitted to the umpires union that the new automatic ball strike system needs, quote, refinements to its accuracy, unquote, less than 1 week into the season. The system currently tracks the pitch where it crosses the halfway point of the plate, but the league now admits it should be slightly further forward towards the mound to better account for breaking balls. The result is that many pitches have been mistracked by as much as a full inch. Baseball currently plans to keep all results at this point as is. Pablo, if you were umpires or pitchers or batters or even bettors, how would you feel about this?
Oh, I would feel incredibly disturbed. Tony, look, the micro of this story is that this is obviously seismic. The macro, just to take the position of the umpire, the ref, we have been living through this month kind of unprecedented disrespect for this position. In the NFL, they're talking about, do we even need the full-time real refs anymore? Do we need the pros? Can we get the semi-pro guys working D2, D3? Is that good enough? And in baseball, of course, the solution to how are we going to advance the game has been, what if we let the robots help us make fun of the humans doing these jobs? So what insane vindication for the humans that we've discounted this entire time, that they actually had a point despite our best efforts.
So the interesting thing to me is when I heard about the story this morning, the first person I thought about was C.B. Buckner, who actually took a foul tip in the mask today and had to leave the game. But prior to that, there was a lot of embarrassment for him because he was missing pitches left and right. Last night, he missed a guy landing on first base. I mean, if I were him, I would have to think about suing baseball for defamation of character. He finds out about this, he's got to be the happiest guy in the world because it feels like vindication. I don't have any particular compassion for bettors, would mention that, because I am not a bettor myself. But if you allow betting on a sport, you have to guarantee the integrity of the sport. And there's no integrity here. When you say that an inch is a very small amount, an inch is a small amount, but on that grid, an inch sometimes looks like a foot. You sort of have to get this right. Baseball needs to feel embarrassed, Pablo, because they've gotten every other change right. They've been scrupulous in the other changes, and this one looks bad. Oh,
it's a heat check for the commissioner's office, which has gotten a bit high, clearly on their own supply. And at this point, every rules enforcement story is a business story because of gambling. And because, by the way, I don't know, I would demand an asterisk on every statistic up to this point if I'm an umpire. The reverse asterisk.
That's a good place to end. I'm sort of done with this story. Do you want to tell him or should I?
Sam, I was wanting to address it first this evening and then was going to pass this along to you to share with Dustin tomorrow because I know that Dustin would have a very good opinion on it as well. So but I wanted to start with you tonight first and get your opinion on this and why the differential, as they even said to you, you heard it, it's a full inch differential in the movement from where they're setting up this system at. When this is supposed to be foolproof, baseball's like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what we can go by. This is our foolproof plan. But whoops, it's not.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the way that catchers frame the pitches nowadays. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to CB Buckner, okay, you know what? You want to give CB Buckner some flack because, he had some bad calls at the plate. Okay, that's more than okay. Here's the big problem. They're trying to defend CB Buckner. How are you defending CB Buckner and then bringing up the play at first base when the guy clearly touches the middle of the bag and he still called him and he didn't know if he hit the base or not? That has nothing to do with the ABS strike system. That's just called CB Buckner not doing his job, which, by the way, guys, I hate to break it to you. First of all, I don't care about gambling in sports, okay? Live with it, whatever it is what it is. You guys let it in, not us. You let it in. No, that's number one. The other thing, if the human aspect of baseball did its job a lot better, we wouldn't have the ABS strike system. If for some reason didn't call the runner safe at first base against Armando Galarraga, we may not have instant replay.
Right.
All of this stuff has to be implemented because umpires have gotten worse at their job year after year. Angel Hernandez had to retire because of how poorly he was umpiring games. So I don't want to hear about the umpires having issues with anything. They're the ones that are the reason it's here in the first place. Now, not all of it is their fault. Like we said, the way that catchers frame today, I mean, dude, the glove starts at the shin. It's up here by the time the pitch gets there. The framework by catchers these days is ridiculous. Now, the other problem is the umpire's fault for some of it.
Well, the new thing is the catchers aren't leaving the glove up for spots anymore. They're waiting and letting the ball travel first, and then they're coming up and, working the frame job after the fact. They're basically magicians. I mean, trust me, I know a really good 15-year-old one right now who does a very good job, creates a lot of havoc with a lot of umpires, and one in particular who ironically is paying more close attention to his framework than he is to the ball actually traveling across the plate when the pitchers are pitching. If he'd actually just watched where the ball travels across the plate instead of worrying about where it was at the glove, I think he'd be fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, yes, I have seen where the ABS definitely is an aid because of certain balls being so low that they were, 4 inches off and in the dirt. And it's just like the ump totally misses it. It's like, dude, come on. How the heck could you be that obviously blind? And yeah. So that comes up to almost 35-40% of the calls so far that have been that far off. I mean, but like you just said, these umpires, if they weren't that bad at the job, we wouldn't have to be worrying about this right now. This is
And look,
crazy.
And look, I am in no way. First of all, I've never done it in my entire life. I'm not trying to say that umpiring is an easy job. It's not. I get
It's
that.
not.
But
Done it.
there are
I've done it. It's not.
exactly. So I don't have. I've never experienced that kind of situation before. But there are guys in Major League Baseball that are just that so bad at their job. This is why it's here. Angel Hernandez is a focal point on why these systems are in place. Why do you think he retired? He wasn't going to sit there and deal with this. CB Buckner, another one. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, there's a certain depth. I mean, when you're umpiring, you know the certain depth. You've watched these pitchers, you've watched them in warm-ups, you've had to have watched them on tape. So you know what their tendencies are. You know where they're going to put the ball. You know that you know how they paint the corners. It's a case of just like the opposition studying these guys. The umpires should also be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no excuse for it.
Yeah. So, like, I understand it. Look, we knew there were going to be issues with the ABS. There's an issue with everything new that baseball puts in. Some people had issues with the pitch clock. Now it's not that big a deal anymore. People had issues with instant replay. I still think we have issues with instant replay on certain things that are and aren't reviewable. And now we're having, I mean, look, everything's going to have growing pains. But to complain about where it's set up because of like gambling, who cares? It's ABS is not in Major League Baseball because of people gambling. It's in there because umpires have been awful at calling balls and strikes for at least the last 5 years. I'm probably being generous. It's probably more like 10 years, but I'll be generous to say 5.
Right.
I just don't look, if it helps get baseball back to be accurate with balls and strikes and stuff like that, excuse me, so be it. I've had no issue with it. And honestly, there's some players that have already mastered it. Like, oh my God, JT Realmuto, best catcher in baseball with the ABS. He knows when and when not to challenge something. Catchers are actually adjusting well to it. Hitters are doing pretty solid to it as well. But yeah, I don't see the issue with it. I don't want to hear about people complaining about where it's set up, where it's at. It doesn't matter. Where else do you want it to be?
Well, like I said, they're just stating that they wanted to move it because of the certain pitches. So, and it's like, okay, well, if it's that far off, but everything still seems to be, I mean, when they slap that square up there, it's showing you from the middle of the plate. So even if you moved it forwards or backwards by half an inch either way, it's still over the plate.
Well, first of all, they're complaining about breaking balls. Last time I checked, the breaking ball isn't supposed to be in a strike zone.
Right.
It's supposed to be down. If you throw a breaking ball in that box 90% of the time, to the baseball that I remember, that ball is going to get hit because it's a curveball. If you throw a hanger in the zone, it's going to go 458 feet over the fence. That's why they're called breaking balls. They're supposed to break out of the strike zone. Common sense.
I agree.
That's the point of a breaking ball. It's not supposed to be in the strike zone because it's a slower pitch. You're supposed to be able to throw 100 miles an hour, according to today in baseball. You're supposed to throw 100 miles an hour, 2 straight fastballs, 0-2. All right, curveball at the ankle, swing and a miss. That's what a breaking ball does. It's supposed to speed the bat of your opponent up so they end up whiffing at it. The point of a breaking ball is not to be in the strike zone. Back in my day, which, I mean, God, I'm going to be 30 in a couple of weeks. So back in my day, I'm old enough to remember back when you threw a freaking curveball in the strike zone, it ends up in the seats just like the ball that the Cubs just hit against the Phillies just now. What a perfect way to segue into that. Who was that? Ah. Oh my God, look who it is.
I was told there would be professionals here.
How's it going?
How you
Hi.
doing?
Hi.
Long time no see.
Go ahead. Ask me about the background. Ask me. So I can dunk on your meme game being lame. Because as we all know, this is the "it's been 84 years" meme from Titanic.
Is that how many years it's been since the Browns have had the same starting quarterback in back-to-back years?
Probably.
So it's also the number of 49ers that went on IR last year.
By the way, when I told you earlier he had to pay a hefty price, the hefty price was I can't make that joke anymore.
Wow. Wow. That's
If anything, I'm going to make it more. So
yeah, okay.
Right.
Good. Whew. How is
So how you
everybody?
been, Mr. Zolt?
Everybody's good. There's nothing really happening in the sports world, so I don't know why we're having a show.
it feels good to be back.
There's a little something on Thursday, that the NFL likes to parade around as their jewel of the Nile for the spring.
Sir, what you were referring to is the beginning of the football season.
Yes.
Damn right.
As you know, and as most of the gentlemen in my league will find out, this is when the league gets re-upped. Start your prep.
100%.
So how's the show been so far? I see we're still here. That's a good sign.
Yes.
So far, so good.
We've had plenty of folks. Orlando and Roman have been looks like going back and forth.
This is going to be a comment war every time wrestling is involved on this show. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to warn you right now. This will be an involvement. Wait a second. Why are you commenting on tonight, but where are you when I need you on Monday nights, huh?
He's trying to participate for the new, he's just trying to help laying out the playing field for the week.
And I don't want to hear I don't want to hear what time it is. I know he's still at work too, by the way.
Oh, hey. We keep that on the down low. No, Mike, you caught up. We hadn't covered it. You were right there when we covered it. You're good.
First off, he knows I'm joking. At least I hope he does. If not, then I'm going to have a very bad phone call tomorrow.
Well, like I said, I thought, instead of just dumping that for something for you guys, I thought I'd get your take on that tonight. I understand that, yes, that video is a few weeks back, but
it's been a few weeks since we've been here.
Yeah, but it did bring up a very valid point, and I thought that was really interesting that he brought that up.
Well, no, my last thing on ABS or anything that they've brought in baseball over the last few years, the only if the umpires did their jobs better, we wouldn't have to need to deal with any of this.
Well, I mean, look at the NFL. The NFL actually put the sensors in the footballs to tell you whether or not there's a first down instead of having to drag the chains out. I mean, do you know how much faster that game has gotten sped up now?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to wait to have the chain gang come out and then go back. I mean, granted, teams are sitting there going, darn it, that was our free timeout. What the hell are you doing?
And of course, who doesn't miss the old Gene Steratore index card incident? The best part about that whole thing was the cocky smirk he gave the Raiders, and then just went like that was the best part. But Gene Steratore is still one of my favorite NFL referees. But again, yeah, it's all about the human aspect. Sometimes doesn't do their job great. And I don't know how you two feel about this, but this is the Angel Hernandez effect. That's how poor umpiring got over the past 5 to 10 years, and they had to do something about it. And like I said, CB Buckner loses all credibility for being upset. You couldn't even look at the first base bag to see if a guy stepped on it.
Yeah, that was I can't believe how many different memes I saw. Somebody put him standing with two other blind mice on each side of him, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good. That one's bad. That one's real bad."
And
I
have
was
you
like,
ever
"Ouch."
noticed? Have you noticed the ABS issues are only with the umpires who have been in the umpiring for over like 15 years?
No, I
Younger
have
umpires are
not.
having no issues with it.
I was gonna say, and one of the guys just literally said, "Oh, fine." I mean, he was like throwing a hissy fit with one of the coaches, and I'm like, "Dude, the umpire needs to get kicked out." I mean, one of his other crew guys came over to turn around. I have to put him in check, and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "Guys, hello, just do your job." And like I told you before, Sam, they should be watching the film. They should know their depth perception. And it's like, you know how these pitchers are going to pitch. Pay attention.
Yeah.
It isn't that hard. It really isn't.
And I'm sure with most of these umpires, you've called all these guys pitching at least 3 times in their career. So,
Minimally, yeah.
so just because you don't know how to do your job more accurate, and like I said, and Zolt, I'm sure would agree. I'm not saying umpiring is easy. In no way, shape, or form. But like I said, everything that has been brought into baseball, minus the pitch clock, that has nothing to do with umpiring. And the ghost runner, but that's a whole nother story for another day that I could get on. Instant replay was brought in for a reason. Go ask Armando Galarraga about that. That was the play that started people saying, well, hell, if the NFL can challenge plays, the NBA can have reviews. Why can't baseball?
Yeah.
Hockey, same thing. You could check and see if a guy has blood. A minor goes to a major. So, like, that started the instant replay thing. Which again, I'm also going to say that I still think we could easily. I've said on Hitting Home. I think Dustin and I both said on Hitting Home. Can we not just go back into the record book and change that play to call Jason Donald out? Like, is it really that hard that he was out by 2 feet and we still can't just change it? Like, I know it doesn't have the same meaning as a perfect game in real time, but could we still at least give the guy something?
Yeah, I mean,
no,
can you imagine the backlash if we didn't have it and Buckner's call still stood?
Oh, good Lord. No
I mean,
comment.
that guy wouldn't make it out of the freaking stadium.
I'm just saying, as far as ABS goes, it can only make the umpires better. And the only reason that some of them are against it is because that means the implication of that is that they're not already perfect. And a few of them have a problem with that. And they're the ones that are getting hit the hardest.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I was going to say. The only umpire I keep hearing people complain about for this is CB Buckner. Okay, then maybe CB needs to get better at his job. I don't hear any other umpires in the national headline over this entire thing, except CB Buckner.
If you don't want to get reversed 6 challenges in a row in over 2 innings, be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best part about them complaining about what we were talking about before you came on was the thing they're saying is like, where ABS is set up, it doesn't do well for breaking balls. I'm sorry, I was under the impression that a breaking ball's job is supposed to be not in the strike zone. I was old enough to remember 15 years ago, if you threw a curveball in the strike zone, that ball's going 500 feet.
Right.
It's not our fault that guys throw 80-mile-an-hour curveballs now, because that's why we have such an uptick in Tommy John surgeries all of a sudden. Remember back when Tommy John was like a career ender? Now it's like a career freaking it revives your career. Now they're saying, oh, you should have before you even need it. Like, what are we doing here?
Elbow starting over.
Good Lord. But yeah, I'm at the point now where it's like, again, do your job better. The only one I've heard so far is CB Buckner. I haven't heard one other umpire have this many issues. And for them to complain about the game in Cincinnati, the back-to-back calls that he missed on, they were both fastballs anyway.
Right.
Like, good Lord. Now I
trying-
hate ABS. I hate ABS now because Trey Turner just struck out looking on one, but it's okay.
They're trying really, really hard to come up with reasons to hate it.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it makes certain umpires look stupid.
Yeah. It's just, again, another instance. Do your job, and you won't need to deal with it.
Yep.
But I will say, I will give teams credit for the way they utilize ABS, because you only get them 2 challenges a game, man. I'll give some teams credit. They are smart with how they handle it. And there are some, like I said, some catchers that are just perfect on it. Like JT Realmuto has done a tremendous job. I think him and Rafael Marchand, both for the Phillies, I think were like 80% in terms of ABS accuracy with getting it right, because they mastered it. Some catchers don't even bother with it. Some don't even know what they're doing. I'm waiting to see a hitter challenge like 2 straight pitches in a row to like end the game. Like he goes 0-1, 0-2, challenges, loses, 0-2, challenges again, loses. And tell me why or why not that won't be the Mets tomorrow when they lose lucky number 13.
Well, they said that somebody had
It's not good right now in New York.
two nights ago, somebody did get the ABS did turn around and go for strike 3 and ended the game. It happened.
Oh yeah, we've had a couple walk-off ABSs.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. I was like, that sucks. That totally sucks.
Gentlemen, we have a rat running around Wrigley Field that looks like the size of a baby possum.
What channel you got on?
I'm watching the Phillies and Cubs game.
Oh,
He's obviously watching the Rat Channel.
yeah, right.
As Bryce
Thanks,
Harper
Mike.
just went deep to left center. There you go. Now it's a 6-3 game.
That's right, Mike. It was the Reds.
Reds are playing some good baseball under Terry Francona so far this year.
I'm not surprised one bit.
16-8, first in the Central.
Not surprised at all.
They're swinging the bats well. They're getting some decent starting pitching. I'm not going to go too far into that because me and Dustin will take care of that tomorrow morning. But good stuff over there in Great American Ballpark.
Since it is now after dark and it's 10 o'clock, it's literally waiting for the seconds. I brought a couple things to tonight's show. One of them, as you may guess, is a fill in the blank.
Which of course, for those who don't know, that will know, is that was one of our favorite things.
It was rough because really, I mean, nothing happened in the last 4 weeks.
Right.
The other is just a topic of discussion that we don't necessarily go through the entire thing, but you know, it could provoke some interest, which is interesting fact. Both of them are draft related.
Okay.
Which would you like to do first?
Well, we're rolling right along. I mean, what do you got for the topic?
Okay. So, CBS Sports put out an article. Every NFL team's best and worst draft pick of the 21st century. So since the year 2000, every team's best draft pick and every team's worst.
This
We
ought to
can
be.
go
Okay.
we can go through as many teams as you would like. They're all
I-
there.
I was going to say, Cleveland wise, I think I know
With
where we're going.
How would you
they
pick
give
for Cleveland?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's it's
How would
different,
you
and
pick
Oh,
there's a
it
lot.
is. There is one horrible one that just sticks out so bad.
And first off, before we get to that, Cleveland, what is your best pick in the last 25 years?
Well, that's easy.
I look at it and I agree. I've got it right in front of me, though.
It's got to be Miles Garrett. No,
It is. It is
I was
Miles
gonna
Garrett.
say, yeah, that would be the only thing that is.
Uh,
And
that was the Philly
Johnny
draft.
Johnny Manziel is definitely the worst.
yeah, okay.
thing.
Yeah, George nailed
Yeah.
it. Dude, we're crossing Cleveland off.
Cleveland's done.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hang
yeah.
on.
Oh wow.
They give
yeah.
actually a little explanation for each. So, for Miles Garrett, Garrett's become the most dominant defensive player of his era, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, took down opposing quarterbacks, an NFL record 22 times last season. His play back in 2020 helped the Browns win their first playoff game since 1994. Now, of course, that was number 1 overall in 2017. Well worth the pick.
Yeah.
Worst pick, Johnny Manziel, 22nd overall in 2014. Manziel self-sabotaged his career by underpreparing and not taking full advantage of his opportunity. The result was a short and unsuccessful NFL career for the former Heisman Trophy winner. The Browns had more luck with Baker Mayfield, but they unwisely parted ways with him after just 4 seasons. Just had to throw that shot in there.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
which
correct
they
me if
totally
I'm
deserve.
wrong. Didn't Manziel and Garrett both go to A&M?
That's a good question.
I know Manziel did. I'm pretty sure Garrett did too. There's a good little.
Yes, he did.
There you go.
Yep. Texas A&M.
All right. So I was going to go to Philly, but these are all in alphabetical order by team. So I just happened to stop at Detroit since, we're here. We'll hit the 3 majors right away. Any guesses?
For the
Best
best.
pick worst?
Your best?
Go ahead.
Is the best could be a few just off the last few years.
Okay.
I agree.
Is it Jahmyr Gibbs?
It is not Jahmyr Gibbs. I will say this. The best and worst are both same position. Drafted
my
2
God.
years drafted 2 years apart.
Oh, wait, Megatron. I'm an idiot.
Megatron is the best. I
I'm
had a
so
clue it was going to be
stupid.
Hall of Famer.
And then Williams would be the worst.
Mike Williams is the worst. I mean, Calvin, we know Megatron, why he's the best. Mike Williams is the selection instead of Charles Rogers, largely based on the fact that the Lions already drafted a receiver in the first round the previous 2 years. Despite that fact, then GM Matt Millen rolled the dice and drafted Williams, who caught just 37 passes during his 2-year stay in Detroit.
That is brutal.
That is number 10 overall.
I should be kicked off the show for guessing freaking Jahmyr Gibbs over Calvin Johnson.
25 years is a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a big window. That's most of your lifetime.
In 2 weeks, so starting to fade up here.
Philly.
George, I'll come to you for advice when that day
I was gonna defer it to somebody else, but I'm not. I like being married. Ah,
Moving
Oh
to the
my
Phillies.
gosh.
At least not the
welcome,
Phillies,
folks. I
Philly
hope you
Eagles.
enjoyed the show.
Moving to the Eagles.
All right,
Okay,
let's
Sam.
take a step. Please tell me the worst is Jalen Rager. Please tell me it's Jalen Rager.
It is not. He's an honorable mention.
Well,
Oh
at
God.
least you got
Okay,
an honorable mention out of it.
that's ridiculous. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
so
t-
the reason this person, they actually mentioned two others besides the one they picked as the worst. They said the one that they picked edged out the other two because the one's issues were mostly injury related, and Rager's shortcomings actually contributed to them acquiring Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
That is true. Okay. What's the position for the worst? Because this is tough. We've had a lot of misses.
The defensive end.
Defensive end.
That is not where Sam wanted to go.
No.
No, hold on. It's not Mike Mamula. That was before the 21st century, I think.
I can give you the
Is it-
year. Go ahead. Take a
Is it
stab.
Jerome McDougal?
That's the other honorable mention.
No, that was a bad. It was bad.
Hey, you got 2
Oh,
out of
no.
3.
No. Marcus Smith.
Yes.
Hey, you got them all. All right.
He no, because let me explain to you why that happened. This is back when Howie Roseman was kind of still like a younger GM. He took over Howie Roseman was the GM, but we knew when Andy was in Philly who had personnel control. So Andy had just been fired a couple of years prior. Chip Kelly was here, and in 2013, they had a good draft. They had Lane Johnson, Zach Ertz. That was a good draft. The second year in 2014, Howie Roseman still was kind of learning the ways of the draft. He wanted Clinton Dix, who ultimately, I believe, went to Green Bay. He traded back because he didn't have a backup plan, and that's how they ended up with Marcus Smith. And oh, dear God, was that bad.
Yeah, to put numbers on it, in 3 seasons with the Eagles, Smith recorded 4 sacks. Not what you're looking
Why
for.
remind me of this?
How about your best ever pick in the last 25 years?
Is it the same position or a different position?
Different position. It's on offense.
Okay. Because I was going to say Brandon Graham for a second, but.
And I'll say this, not a first rounder. In fact, number 191 overall that year.
What year is this?
2011.
Would that be one Mr. Kelsey?
Yes. Jason Kelsey, one of the most accomplished 6th-round picks in NFL history. 7-time Pro Bowler, anchor of an Eagles O-line, helped Nick Foles win the Super Bowl, helped the Eagles return to the Super Bowl in 2023. Yeah, you got both of them. We can play around with this. Go ahead.
Real quickly, there could have been a few others for that. I mean, Lane Johnson could have been one. Zach Ertz literally is 11 receptions away from being the team's all-time leader. That could have been one. Hell, you could have said Devontae Smith. There's a lot of good ones that they could have went for. But I respect the Jason Kelsey one, given where he was drafted.
Yeah.
Right. Sam, let's stick with your division. Who do you want to talk about in your division as to how bad they've been?
Please give me the Giants.
Yeah, New York Football Giants. Okay.
He wants the new Harbaugh.
They're both offense. Best and worst are both offense.
I think I know who the worst is.
Okay.
Is it Kadarius Toney?
Is Kadarius Toney.
And
that was bad.
Is the best Odell?
It is not Odell.
No.
Eli.
Eli.
Yes. The best
Okay,
Eli.
George, leave me alone.
I was gonna say, gee, we're fighting for him to get in the Hall of Fame. Damn it!
Okay, as far as Tony goes, number 20th overall in 2021, caught just 41 passes for the Giants before New York traded him to the Chiefs during his second season. Tony played a small role in the Chiefs' offense, nonetheless won 2 Super Bowls in Kansas City. Caught a key touchdown pass during Kansas City's Super Bowl win over the Eagles. And Tony announced his retirement in 2025 after playing in just 3 games for the Browns in 2024.
You know, you could have completely left out that
I could have. I
part
really
about
could
the
have.
Eagles.
But
But
you know,
where's
I
the
want to
fun in
make
that,
sure,
right?
I want to make sure that it's everything that's on the page is represented. Let's have fun with the Cowboys.
Oh dear God! All right, so
there's a lot of bad ones.
Both
I'm
the
gonna go
best.
with.
And go ahead.
I'm gonna take a
stab.
shot with Dallas's best.
Okay.
Is it Dak?
It is not. Both
Wow.
of these are on the defensive side of the ball.
Where?
DeMarcus Ware is the best.
I was gonna say that's the only dude I even know. It's like, yeah, he's been the best Cowboy defensively. It's like, well, that was easy. It's Ware, yeah.
Yeah, 2023 Hall of Fame inductee, Cowboys all-time leader in sacks. Yeah, and won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. So good job, Jerry.
I mean, we probably
that's
Jason
this
Witten probably could have been there too. I was going to say Witten if it was offense, but you said defense. Where's the only dude who I can
Tyrone Smith could have been another one. You want to talk about, or Zach Martin, Travis Frederick. I mean, they had a bunch of offensive linemen that could have been in consideration for this, but no, that's the formula for the NFC East. Unless you are an Eagle, if you want to win a Super Bowl in the NFC East, you got to leave your team and come either to the Eagles or go to another conference because you're not going to win one with the other three.
Right.
Okay.
Worst
so we
pick.
got the. Oh dear God.
Defensive end. Had 4 sacks in 27 career games with just 7 starts, and he was a number 28 overall.
Ew.
Year? What year was it?
2017.
How did they draft in 2017? That was the draft in Philly. Garrett was in that draft. Watt was in that draft. The Eagles took Derek Barnett. Good Lord, no wonder Dallas hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. I have no idea.
He's got a local connection to me. He went to Michigan. If that helps.
I have no clue.
Taco Charlton.
Oh my God.
And to make matters worse, TJ Watt went after.
Ooh.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And we'll round it out with the Commanders. The Dan Snyder years.
Oh God.
Okay.
Both are on offense.
How is Jaden Daniels the best?
Sean Taylor?
No. Although that's right. That's a good one.
But no?
Nope. I was going to say they list as far as, other players that are mentioned. Sean Taylor, Robert Griffin III, Kirk Cousins, Alfred Morris, and Jaden Daniels. Those are all honorable mentions.
Huh.
Honorable mentions. Holy crap.
Let's see. 7 consecutive Pro Bowls.
What position is it?
He's an O-line.
Trent Williams?
Yes. I was going to say 7
Ooh,
consecutive Pro Bowls
good.
and 4 more since joining the 49ers.
I got an
And
honorable mention. How about Ryan Kerrigan? Ryan Kerrigan was great in DC.
you know, for as much as we brag on the team, they've made some really good picks. They just haven't figured out what to do with them. Now,
I forgot he was a commander. I've enjoyed having him on the 49ers. I forgot about
Sir,
that.
he was not a commander.
yeah, right.
Get
Yeah,
it
he was a
right. He was
Redskin.
never.
Yeah. I'm just
I don't
trying
even
to
think
be
he was.
politically correct.
I don't even think he was part of the football team.
Okay. Now the worst.
Oh, good lord! Where we could go back so many.
Number 32 overall in 2002.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a little.
That's really far back. Who is the worst?
No,
who is the
no,
crappy running back?
1982 is far back.
No, who's maybe the crappy running back?
Which one?
Right?
Got a few.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
crappy
yeah,
running back.
position.
I'm gonna narrow it down. Quarterback.
What did they take 32 overall? That was a quarterback in 2002.
Y'all think about it. I'm gonna read this while blanking out the name. Washington spent a first-round pick on blank, despite some clear red flags that included completing fewer than 60% of his passes in college, while throwing an alarming number of interceptions. Blank actually threw more touchdowns than interceptions in the NFL, 35-30, but that was one of the only positives in an underwhelming pro career.
So before, is that the Gus Frerotte years?
Is not Gus Frerotte.
No, but I'm saying
Oh,
no,
okay.
because Frerotte wasn't
Gotcha.
drafted by them, but wasn't that
Oh, right.
during that time frame?
Hang on. I honestly don't know.
It's not. Was that wasn't Campbell who played for the Raiders, was it?
No.
Did you ever play for? Okay, I thought I couldn't remember if that's who it was or not. (2002), 32nd overall. Oh
Okay.
boy!
So I'll say
Okay.
drafted in 2002. Spent 4 years in Washington, a year with the Jets, and then 2 years with Denver.
No, he wasn't playing. That's for damn sure.
No, in
No,
fact,
because
his last year in Washington, 2005, he started one game. That was the last game he started.
Probably the last game of the season. Oh, man. Who the hell was?
what school did he go to?
Went to Tulane.
Oh dear God! No wonder I'm not going to get this.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay. Patrick Ramsey.
Who?
Patrick
Huh?
Ramsey. I recognize the name.
I'd like a who for 5,000, Alice.
I was gonna say, even I'm.
But okay. So
How many games did he play?
Hang on. He got into 37 games in his 7-year career.
How many with Washington?
Math. 33.
Man.
Yeah, 33 of the
Oh,
37.
he had to have played.
Washington.
He had to have played partial. Why don't I remember that? Who? Let's just say who died? Who had to get injured to have him go out? Was it Gus Frerotte after the headbutting the wall to concuss himself?
I don't know.
You remember that, don't you?
I distinctly remember that. That was hilarious.
Celebrating a touchdown, headbutts the wall. Oh, concussed. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to a division that I feel is, if not necessarily easy, but Chicago Bears.
Wow.
The best is on defense. Worst is I'll straight up say it, worst is quarterback.
Oh, Trubisky.
Yes.
That was easy. Just
The
like
fact-
2017 draft is represented very much in this.
The fact that the Bears passed on the chance to select Patrick Mahomes make this one of the worst picks of the 21st century.
Oh.
Experienced immediate success, didn't live up to gigantic expectations during his remaining years in Chicago after losing his starting job to Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh. Trubisky has since found his niche in the NFL as a backup quarterback.
I wouldn't even give him that much credit.
For number 2 overall in 2017. Okay.
Meaning we'll pay you not to play.
Right. Best pick for Chicago, number 9 overall in 2000.
Is that Urlacher?
Yep.
Good call.
It's my favorite Chicago Bears player of all time.
We did Detroit. Let's get ourselves over to the Packers. Best pick.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yes. Okay. Worst pick. Number 16 overall, 2007. Defensive side of the ball, which is not going to help matters because I don't know this name.
Well,
If
I'm
you
out.
don't, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm
I
out.
was gonna say, I'm out.
Justin Harrell. Defensive tackle Justin Harrell began his NFL career behind the 8 ball due to an injury he sustained in college. Didn't help matters by showing up for training camp out of shape and slightly overweight. Harrell never really got on track after that. Played in just 14 games. Didn't record a sack.
Yeah, that sounds like a bust to me.
It sounds like a bust to me. Minnesota.
JJ.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, really? I was being a smartass, and oh my god, it's right. Oh, no way.
There could have been a couple there, but no, that's Justin Jefferson's clearly.
Oh.
Okay.
No,
No.
JJ McCarthy.
Worst pick, JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Oh, I thought you were saying Justin Jefferson for the best.
Nope.
Oh no,
Nope.
I was going.
Nope.
I was. Hello,
wait.
he's a Michigan dude. I was just messing with. I was just saying it to mess with him, but
Nope.
it's the
Let me
honest answer.
give you the reasoning. A year after
Oh,
drafting
man.
McCarthy, Vikings allowed Sam Darnold to test the open market, then watched as Darnold won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks. McCarthy, meanwhile, delivered a forgettable 2025 season, saw him complete less than 58% of his passes with more interceptions than touchdowns.
You know,
His struggles last season compelled the Vikings to go out and sign Kyler Murray. That is your number 10 overall in 2024.
you know, it's funny. We were talking last night on Unbiased about AJ Brown and how I've never heard of a wide receiver that has 5,000 yards in 4 seasons with a team, who's been a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All-Pro, a 2-time a Super Bowl champion, been to 2 Super Bowls, been to the playoffs every year, and wants out of a team. Meanwhile, Justin Jefferson has the diary of a wimpy kid throwing in the football and has not a damn thing to say about anything.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I was gonna say the person who kind of sneaks is outside of that category because Moss was in '99. He wasn't in 2000, so
That's why I said Jefferson.
It's not going to be Moss. Yeah.
Jefferson is honorable mention for the best.
Wow. What position?
Oh, it's AP.
It's AP.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
We're not
Peterson
good at common sense with this, are we?
You get there. While Peterson beat him out, Justin Jefferson quickly making his case as being the best receiver of his era. All right, George, let's have fun with. Let's go to what Cincinnati would be first.
Sure.
Okay, best and worst,
Okay.
both on offense.
Well, Burrow's going to definitely
is-
be their
yes.
best pick for
Although
God's sakes.
Jamar Chase gets an honorable mention.
No.
Honorable mention. I'll just say every offensive lineman they've drafted since Joe Burrow's been there for their
Well, I
worst.
was going to say is the worst.
Surprisingly, and well, I mean, have they actually ever drafted any? Is probably the question.
That's true.
Good point.
So their worst is a wide receiver,
Tyler Boyd.
number 80 overall, 2024.
Oh,
John, is that 2024? Is that John Ross? No,
It is nope.
no, Ross was a couple of years ago.
he was.
Here's the fun thing. Y'all mentioned Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
The Bengals drafted blank to fill Tyler Boyd's role.
Oh, wow.
Wait, hold on. 2024,
Two-
you said?
Two drafts ago.
Yes.
He's got to still be on the team.
No.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
he's not. What? Listen,
He's
they
not?
counted on him to fill Tyler Boyd's role as a complementary weapon alongside Chase and Higgins. Instead, what they got was an unreliable player who was released after less than 2 seasons.
What college?
Hold, please.
2024. Who the?
That was
He
a
went
deep
to-
receiver. That's what's his name's draft?
He went to Georgia.
Georgia? Wait a minute. $2024 Georgia Bulldogs.
Yep.
Just
Third round pick.
A third round pick?
Yep.
Third round pick, Georgia in
And he
2024.
was
Oh my
supposed
God.
to replace Boyd. So he must have been injury prone.
He made it into 14 games.
No, so he just sucked.
His
In
rookie
2 years.
year.
Yeah, so
His-
he was injury prone.
His rookie year, and yes, he did not play in 2025.
Oh, Jesus. So he's
Here.
only played the one season.
Let me give you the stat line for 2024. 14 games, 14 targets, 4 receptions for 107 yards.
Whoa.
I'm trying to remember who was on the
I'm
2024
like,
Georgia
good
Bulldogs.
Lord. What was he, a receiver 6 on the depth chart? What the
I give
frick?
up.
Yeah, I pass.
Is Jermaine Burton. Yup.
Oh,
Yup.
dear God.
Okay.
right.
If you say so.
George, who else is in your damn division?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh, Ed Reed. That's easy.
Okay.
Or
hold on.
yeah, because Lewis or Reed. Yeah, Reed.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't picking Lamar for squat.
Nope. Reed edged out Lamar Jackson because he's arguably the best free safety in NFL history,
Thank you.
in addition to winning a Super Bowl.
Right?
Okay. Guesses on the worst. Quarterback.
A quarterback.
Don't say Lamar.
All right. Well, it's not Lamar. It's not Joe Flacco.
Nope.
What other quarterbacks do they have?
What year?
2003.
Whoa.
Okay. Let me read you.
Dilfer.
Baltimore likely regretted releasing Trent Dilfer after winning Super Bowl 35.
Right.
That decision led to short, unsuccessful runs with veterans Elvis Gerbach and Jeff Blake and the selection of blank who lasted just 3 seasons in Baltimore.
Kyle Bowler.
Yes.
Go one,
Like,
Georgie.
you were spitting off every quarterback, and there's Bowler. Yeah, that's when the Browns could destroy Baltimore. Yeah, I like that one.
Good memories. Good memories.
Good memories.
Not so good memories. Pittsburgh Steelers. Best pick.
Ben.
Yes.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, honorable mention.
Wow.
He probably doesn't remember that he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but still honorable mention.
Right? I was gonna say that one would be the worst.
Le'Veon could be up there too.
He
was good in Pittsburgh.
They do mention that Roethlisberger fell into their lap after Eli Manning and Phillips Rivers were drafted before him.
Yep.
Speaking of falling into laps, holy crap.
Worst pick. Defensive side of the ball.
That's a shock.
17th overall in 2013. He was supposed to replace James Harrison, who they then coaxed out of retirement the following year to replace him.
Oh my God. So Harrison retires. They draft this dude, and this dude's so bad they turn around and have
They have
Harrison
to
come back.
ask Harrison to come back out of retirement to play.
Oh my God. Oh, this dude had to suck. Serious.
Linebacker.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I got nothing on this.
Jarvis Jones. He had 6 sacks during his first 6 seasons.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pittsburgh then spent 2 first-round picks on his position, taking Bud Dupree and T.J. Watt in order to make up for what they didn't have. Just because it's next alphabetically, George, you're 49ers.
I know you'd all want me to say between Brock or Debo or whatever, but I'm gonna go with the other guy, the deeper guy. I'm gonna go with Gore.
It is. It's Gore.
Yeah, as well as it should be. I mean, I would have went Kittle, but I think Gore's been like since Roger Craig, Frank Gore is like the next best thing.
Now, no disagreement there at all. Frank Gore's clearly why on earth would you say Debo Samuel out of your mouth before George Kittle? Who do you think Debo Samuel is?
I was just making a list. Relax.
Why is he on your mind all the time?
I will say
I don't know. Don't pay attention to the autograph rookie cards over here.
What's he primed? Well, that rookie card's about. Oh, that thing's worse than the economy right now. So I don't know.
No. I got one that's worse than that, and that is the RPA jersey cards of the duel that is Debo and DK Metcalf of the Seahawks at the time, and they're both jersey cards, and it's a duel in one card. That card's even worse.
At least DK's in shape enough to be a wide receiver.
I was gonna say, isn't Debo basically like a guard now?
It's San Fran so desperate for O-line help, he's just going to line up as an extra offensive lineman.
The honorable mention for best pick is actually Patrick Willis.
Oh okay.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Now, your worst is an interesting one. A quarterback that I'm not terribly sure I've heard of.
What year?
2000, number 65 overall.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hang on.
Oh, we can hang on because I'm out. I'm out quicker than a deal like on Shark Tank.
It's when we were going through a laundry basket of quarterbacks ourselves. Felt like the Browns, or what the hell the Browns keep doing. But we didn't draft. It wasn't Elvis. No, Elvis was a good quarterback. Worst.
And I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah. But it was before Elvis then. Giovanni?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of. Because I mean, Alex Smith wasn't the worst.
No.
And it's like,
Giovanni Carmazzi.
yeah, I couldn't remember his last. We just called him Gio because that was it.
And this might be unfair because every team did this, but he was drafted over Tom Brady. But at the same time, it's not
That's
just that he's a third round pick. Third round picks sometimes don't work out.
Yeah, you're not looking to break the bank.
Never played a regular season snap in the NFL.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was just like, you're gonna take a guy who, like I said, it's the preseason. It's the only dudes who I could even think left. I mean, everybody else we either traded for, and so, and like I said, you needed drafting, and it's like, well, there weren't too many drafted
right
after that. So
now we are free to keep going through these if you'd like. We can hit every team by the time we're done, or we can, if you want, we can move on over to the fill in the blank. This is interesting, and frankly, most teams have something interesting about the pick. But whatever you guys want to do.
Sam?
I mean, it don't matter. If we want to go to the fill in the blank, that's fine. Okay. I think we just get over the past 25 years, there's been some really bad draft picks in this world.
Right.
Yeah. There and some phenomenal ones. Like, when you think about a team like the Jets, and yeah, obviously you think about them how they are now. Their best, Darrelle Revis.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
You forget about certain players that just absolutely stood out. Okay, so
I wonder who New England's best one was.
Shame on
you.
you.
The worst. You want to take a guess? Wide receiver.
Every receiver they've taken over the past 10 years.
I was going to say.
Okay, I'm going to narrow it down to 2018. Number 32 overall.
The bottom of the order. Bottom of the draft order, first round. Okay.
I remember him because I drafted him once thinking that, hey, obviously they saw something in him.
What school did he go to?
Damn it. Hang on. Did I accidentally close that window too? But we will be right there.
Oh my God. I can picture this. I just can't.
I was going to say,
he went to Arizona State.
They had so many.
Yeah, I give up. You lost me at Arizona State.
N'Keal Harry.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Two seasons in New England before a season in Chicago and a season in Minnesota.
He was so bad. He was so bad. Tom said, yeah, I'm out of here.
Right.
He traveled through the NFC North.
All right. So, again, mention these are both draft related. So I'm going to put up draft order if every team had their original pick. Okay. This is from George. You got to let it through. There you go. So this is from Athlon Sports. They did a head coach draft.
Huh.
And just went down the list. Who would you pick if you could have any current head coach?
Any current head coach?
I'm pretty sure they're all, if they're not current, they are within Yeah, they don't give actual rationales here, but I know all of these names. So nobody went like crazy. I'm just curious, who would you pick first overall out of any head coach that you could have?
Oh, so is it we're basically making this up?
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you know what Athlon did.
Wow, who would we take?
Oh, come on. If you're the Raiders, come on.
Yeah, but we're picking anybody.
Come on. You know, 99% of this would be Sean McVay.
Yep. Yep.
The
That's right where
Jets
they
and
went.
/A. Nobody wants that job.
It's not about whether they want it. They're getting drafted there, sir.
Did Woody Johnson draft himself there?
Shockingly, no, nor did he draft his son.
Oh, dear God.
Hmm.
All right. Would number two be I'm trying to think.
Andy.
Ben Johnson? Okay, Andy. Andy was gonna be close. Would this be
Go ahead. Ben Johnson. No, if you'd like, I can start filling in from guys that you're guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, do it that way. Ooh,
Wow.
That's a far drop.
I'm
Let's put Kyle up there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, not too far down. All right.
I mean, how interesting would that be for the Titans to
Yes,
all of a
it
sudden have
would.
Kyle Shanahan?
No,
Might
they're
need to
pretty
draft
damn
some
close
players.
right now with Robert.
What about Jim Harbaugh?
I would have laughed my butt off.
That's hilarious.
Is
That
it?
is. That is. So where's John at then?
If it was the Chargers, I would have laughed my ass off.
Right.
Right.
Where's Vrabel?
Yeah. You mean
No,
currently?
Diana Rossini is not included.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Hey. Right where he should have been. Too bad it was a season too late.
Yeah,
All right,
but
I gotta guess it.
now he'd be at the massage parlors. Sorry.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Yes, Sam?
God.
Yes.
Where would Sirianni be? I gotta see
Oh.
this one.
Let me find it. You're in the first column.
Oh my God. There's something I didn't expect.
Where's Stefanski at?
Oh, yes, you are in fact still in the first column.
Well, Stefanski's there. Then where's Shane Steichen?
Let's see. Steichen. Oh, we moved over.
Damn, I thought it was gonna be the Eagles. Liam Cohen.
Still got this pesky 3 up here. That is the Bucks.
Which is ironic because he was their offensive coordinator.
Right.
Where's your guy? Where's Mr. Campbell at?
Mr. Campbell is hating himself trying to fix the damn Bengals.
Ooh.
Don't take Joe's kneecaps. We'll never play again.
Put Aaron Glenn with the Seahawks. Let's get it over with.
And Aaron Glenn is not with the Seahawks. However, he is with the Broncos.
Oh,
That defense. Sean Payton. So wait, where's Sean Payton at?
Sean Payton is with the Saints.
wow.
God.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Funny right there. That is funny. That is very funny. Is it Mike McCarthy or the Mike Tomlin? When was this done?
Neither one of them show up on the list.
Damn.
Wow.
So this looks like it's actual current head coaches.
Is it Mike McCarthy, the current head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. Hang on. I thought the Miami guy.
No, not
Okay.
McDaniels.
Yes,
McCarthy.
There's too many Mike
Mix.
M's.
Yeah, there's a bunch of mix.
Yeah, he's with the Bears.
Oh God, not the Bears. Okay, I think I got that pesky three.
Okay.
It's got to be Kevin O'Connell. Bro, what are we doing? Wait a minute. Is it?
We're giving the Chiefs Kevin O'Connell though?
Oh yeah, because that's what they need.
You're right.
Is number 3 Mike McDonald? There we go. All right. Okay. Where's LaFleur land in this?
Sir, I'm gonna need you to be more specific. There are
Matt
currently two.
LaFleur. Well, put them both. Put Matt then Mike.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Oh my
in,
God, that's funny.
They're in completely different categories.
Okay. D'Amico Ryans. Okay. Dave Canales. It's actually not a bad one for the Vikings.
And I'll be honest with you, we haven't gotten to him yet, but I'm not unhappy with the Lions one.
All right, if you had to give a bold prediction, am I going to be pissed off at who mine is?
Schottenheimer.
George, I
not
swear to God. Ew. Oh, yeah, CJ Stroud ain't never going to be that.
Oh, he moved a little too quick. He could have teased it just a little bit longer.
I could have. I chose not to.
He's like, who's mine? Oh, Schottenheimer.
Wait.
Watch.
Kellen Moore.
Yep, one second. Lost my spot there on the window. There it is. Whoops. Oh, see, now I'm screwing everything up. It's been so long, and it's StreamYard now.
I was gonna say that's
I'm
good.
not
I like
unhappy
that.
with that.
I like that. Yeah, I was gonna say, who's mad at that? I'm not mad at that.
Me.
Dude, that's a nice one. Boys, you got a good one in that draft.
What about Clint Kubiak? You so stopped there for a second to tease me. You so did that on purpose.
I did. I really did.
You so did that on purpose.
I was gonna say, who is the new Bills guy?
That's Joe Brady.
Yeah. He's got to be a down. Thank you for keeping going.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like, well, you're the new kid on the block. You get.
Oh wait, where's Robert Saleh?
Here you go, George.
I'm not mad at it.
Nope.
I am not mad at it at all. How did that fall into my lap? Hello.
All right, Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn is.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about him.
Zach Taylor.
Well, you got to go. Monken's got to be the Patriots.
Todd Monken.
Sam just went bye. Well, it was fun being on this channel while it lasted. It was fun. Oh man. Oh, my face hurts.
Hey, I mean, he's got a winning percentage of 45. I mean, I don't know how you can argue. 52, 63, and 1. Okay, tell me, Sam, who would you have taken below him? Although I can guess.
Out of the so out of the coach that are below him on this, who would I have taken?
Right.
So shit, he would have taken Solid in a minute.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
He would have taken Solid in a heartbeat.
Kubiak easily.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Only 3
Probably
left.
just Kubiak. Because the guy I want, you have.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm still content with Nick. So.
Mm.
Oh God, sad. Oh, you just
Sam's gonna go throw up.
Just derailed the whole thing.
Well, I've never fired a shot in their first night, so I guess we're gonna be a first for a lot of things. You know what it was? Zolt sat there all day, like, all right, how can I get this? How can I not be a part of this? All right, let's get back on track here.
So who's the new Dolphins guy then?
Where's Jesse Minter? Yeah. Should have been their head coach to begin with, but yeah. All right. Oh God, don't talk. Wait, where's Todd Bowles? Oh,
I know.
dear God.
I'm trying to look at the other teams to figure out who the hell we're missing.
So that means the Rams get.
Yep.
All right, we're missing one guy. How are we not? We can't be this bad.
No, I mean, he's very missable.
He's one of the top 5 worst head coaches.
Or he's new. He could just be new.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! It's not. It's Jeff Halfley. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, right.
So I can stop listening to the Rams act like they're the pinnacle of excellence when they haven't.
I liked Peyton to the Saints. That tickled me.
That's funny.
That's funny.
And like I said, I cannot argue with Kellen Moore.
No, I wouldn't be either.
And Vrabel fits right in Brown's locker room.
Vrabel was here. We had him, and
he's back.
We'll go one more year with Stefanski. No, you idiots. No. Vrabel wouldn't have been in the situation he's in if it wasn't for him being. He could have been in Cleveland.
Oh yes, because that would have saved him from what's going on. Yeah, sure. It would have happened more and and a lot more sooner than it did.
Hey, Deshaun would have just been able to say, "Hey, look, I know where you can go."
Dear God.
Deshaun knows
All
all the
right.
hookups.
Well, I got nothing because you just made me sick with the Zach Taylor thing. So
It could have been worse.
yeah, it could have been. I could have been stuck with freaking Jeff Halfley.
Joe Brady.
Rather Joe Brady, probably. Dear God.
Yeah, this is definitely a draft where, wow, that bottom falls out.
Yeah.
No comment.
I'm not unhappy to see a NFC North where the Lions have Kellen Moore and the Packers have Dan Quinn and the Bears have Mike McCarthy. And Dave Canellis too.
Right.
I'm 100% okay with that comment.
Yeah, you're very happy with that.
I want to see how long it would take Andy to fix the Jets.
Andy would just be like, "We're ripping up these contracts,
right.
burning them, and yeah, let's bring in these guys. These guys." He's having the world's largest fire sale and bringing in his own guys.
First, you might as well set the turf at MetLife on fire.
Sorry, Dan Campbell's over there with the Bengals. He's probably lining up with the offensive line trying to tell him how to do it.
Probably.
If I can get around you off the edge, there's a problem.
Right.
As he suplexes Amarius Mims to the ground. There's some interesting ones there.
Very.
So I know we're at the end of our levity here. I do have a question though, and I don't want names. All I want is who is your team taking position? First round, what are they getting? George, I think I know your answer.
The Cleveland wise, it'll be a wide receiver. The 49ers wise, it should be somewhere on the offensive line. I'd take tackle or a guard.
Sam?
Probably the same offensive line.
I was going to say we're going to take a tackle. I mean, it'll be defensive end if for whatever reason all 5 tackles disappear before we get to us. But I definitely think there's 1 or 2 that Detroit's targeting. But yeah, it's going to be an offensive tackle. Right or left won't matter. They'll be playing right because they've already moved Sewell over to the left, even if it's just for a year.
And just because I know that, hey, that's what Cleveland should do, don't be surprised if Cleveland also sits there and goes offensive line, since they had to flush the whole damn thing. Right. They couldn't re-sign anybody for this past year. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade back.
I was just going to say, have you heard anything about them talking to people?
The Mel Kiper thing, he's laughable about trying to trade with Dallas. That's way too far back. I don't see Cleveland going back that far, but could there possibly be a couple of spots? Yeah, I would say that they would.
I mean,
especially if for somebody wanting Lemon or Tate. I mean, yeah, they're going to be. There's going to be some jockeying around, I think.
Jerry will make it worth your while to go back that far. You know he will. If he's got a guy.
I don't think that Cleveland could. I mean, they could, but I seriously, I don't see it being Dallas. I don't see it being Dallas.
Another thing for us, I think we're going to go offensive line. We need to figure out the situation with Lane Johnson, because I think this is the last straw. I think it really took a lot for them to convince him to come back this year, or it took him a lot to convince himself. I mean, this year was rough. I mean, not only having the Frank injury, his shoulders were messed up. He had like, I think he had 2 stingers in the first month of the season. You
And I
got to
got to
figure that.
see. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
You got to figure that situation out. I'm just telling you right now, Zolt, stay the hell away from Monroe Freeling, man. That's my guy. Please stay away.
If Freeling is there at 17, the Lions are taking him. I'm just telling you now.
Which means we're going to have to jump up to 16.
He's and you know, seriously, they were literally talking earlier today about where the Lions would go to make sure they got him, if necessary.
Another
Jump to
thing,
12.
Was this second draft in a row, third draft in a row, where we have the exact same needs?
you have one need: healthy players.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, and
But-
after witnessing the Browns and 49ers game myself and watching the 49ers offensive line, that right side needs so much help so bad that, yeah, that would totally be my first pick, especially that outside. I was like, yes, please.
And I just want it to be noted that neither one of you commented on the 2 quote unquote misspellings in my fill in the blanks.
I let the LaFleur thing slide.
No,
I mean,
no. It was team based.
Oh,
the one was an honest mistake when I accidentally typed Falcons instead of Falcons, and I left it.
They are Falcons, so that's okay.
The other one was the 49 IRers.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was if it was either their capital letter I or a lowercase L. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, I do want to just add in terms for our draft strategy, if we don't draft an offensive lineman, I'm assuming it's going to be some type of a young pass catcher, because I think, giving all we've heard, my wide receiver 1 is going to be Devontae Smith, because it's clearly that AJ Brown is gone.
Right.
If we could fast forward to June 2nd, I guarantee it'd already be done by now.
Right.
So if the board doesn't go our way and like Freeling's gone, and because the best interior guy offensive line wise in this draft is Owane from Penn State. Go watch the tape. Even with this year with Penn State's O-line struggling, the guy doesn't move. Like, you can't, he physically cannot be moved. He's got Ravens written all over him, but if we don't go tackle or interior, if Kenyon Sadiq is there, the tight end from Oregon, I could see it. And if there's a wide receiver around there, there's rumors that Rosen may jump up to grab it. There's going to be the Eagles are in a very interesting spot because of how well they've drafted defensively over the past 4 to 5 years. Now you have to pay those players. Now the offense now has to start getting cost efficient. You're going to have to get younger and cheaper on that side. So I think that's kind of why they went with a kind of a younger offensive coordinator situation where he's developing as well, because they're going to have to develop this unit to get younger and not stick with the same high price veterans that they've had. So I'm going to be very interested to see what the Eagles walk out with over this weekend, because it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are definitely in that position where they have definite needs. And obviously you don't want to go into a draft drafting for need. No. But if you can get your need and your best player available to line up, then obviously you're in decent shape. But I mean, they need tackle. They need tackle badly. And other than that, another defensive end. And frankly, they need defensive end. They need defensive back. They need safety. You've got Brian Branch not going to be ready to start the year. You have no idea what the hell's happening with Terry and Arnold right now. I mean, everything looks fine, but, we're months away. Anything can happen between now and then, and his legal issues.
And then again, the 49ers need everything. Like I sent Sam, the bench warmer Brandon was hilarious today. I mean, he did his little mock thing about everything that each of the teams need in the divisions, and he got to the 49ers and he went, depth. And he went, yep, that's right, depth. What do you mean? Anything.
Anything.
depth at everything. We're
Pretty
taking
much.
anything we want. Except
At
the
this-
kicker. We're good. We're good with the kicker.
At this point, they're checking prospective draft guys. Are they an organ donor?
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Jesus. Well, it was
Guy,
fun
you
being
you
back.
signed the back of your license. CMC just had a little issue, so we're gonna need that tendon.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have the $4 million man. Boy, have I missed you guys.
This is definitely needed. This is fun.
100%.
And before we
Zolt, anything new?
Well, I mean, in those 4 weeks when we were gone, I had like 3 weeks of horrible internet issues, so this actually worked out okay.
6 weeks. It's actually been 6.
6?
Yeah.
I had multiple visits from Comcast, including call out to their whatever the hell they call it, their maintenance people to actually come because the fix was actually in the box outside.
Oh,
They had to replace some parts out there.
damn.
Huh.
That's some serious field teching right there.
Yeah. The guy that came in the house and did all his stuff, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make this call. They're gonna be out here in a day or two. I don't know what the hell they do, but they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, that's the next level field techs. Yep. Sounds like it.
Well, otherwise,
Sam.
everything's good. By the way, tomorrow, shout out to the other DZ in the household. Turning the big 5, which you can't see my hand. Turning the big 5 tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow, that time has flown by
Getting
quickly.
in hiding in the basement right now is his BIKE.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep, I remember that first go around. That was fun.
Weren't
That
you
was
around when the
fun.
first one was invented?
Nice.
Welcome back. Hey, I
back,
did the
baby.
whole
We're
show
back,
with that
baby.
I
one.
know. I'm
We're back,
impressed.
baby.
I'm impressed. I am impressed. Yeah, I was gonna say baseball wise, Sam and Dustin may be talking about Bryce soon. So far pitched in 4 games. One of them he had to come in to do relief, still didn't let in a run, but in the other 3 he started, they all won. So he's got a nice little clean record going, and has been for the second time notified we were supposed to be, smooth sailing, nice easy evening tomorrow night. Nope. Sorry, he got the call up to varsity again. So he will be playing with varsity again tomorrow. So if he's not on JV, he will be on varsity. And right now they were told this evening, due to certain circumstances, that on that upper echelon, that everybody's position is open and available.
Damn.
I was like, wow. Talk about trying to motivate that squad up there. Damn.
Sounds like the Browns.
More like the Indians.
Either or.
You know,
Maybe some of those baseball players should be playing football. That's all I'm saying. Give it a shot. See what the hell happens. It ain't gonna get worse.
right? So ironically, it's another baseball game tomorrow night. He is supposed to pitch again on Friday night. And if Mother Nature has her way and we get rained out, he'll end up pitching Saturday instead. But if all these games do happen to go, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That is a lot of baseball.
Yeah, it is.
And I just said, hey, just let me know we're home or away. Just let me know where I'm going at this point. Because I just let me know which schedule I have to look at, and which, that way I know if we're home or away, and we'll go from there. All right, Sam, what do you guys got on tap for tomorrow morning?
Oh, we're going to be talking a lot of good old stuff. We're going to talk about the Braves and their hot start. We're going to be talking about the Mets and their lack of a hot start. We'll be talking about what the Edwin Diaz injury means for the Dodgers bullpen, which was a concern heading into the offseason. He was the main focal point to fix it. And Zach Wheeler is officially making his return to the Phillies rotation this weekend. And I'll dive into how I feel he could fare early on after, coming back from a major surgery.
Are you guys covering the whole Phillies Cubs first go around?
We are not on speaking terms about the Phillies and Cubs right now. Okay, I'm not on speaking terms about the Phillies right now. I am. When it comes to Philly sports, it's Flyers, NFL draft. That's it. The Sixers even jumped my interest level tonight because at least they won a damn game in the series. No, we don't know. No, we're not doing that.
I was going to save our NHL for kind of into the round two, as it gets up, goes, round one's a very.
I will just say, because I know we gotta get out of here, but have you guys by any chance caught a glimpse of the first two games between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia?
I have not. I've not been able to.
It is the definition of playoff hockey. Every freaking play, there is a hard hit, and after every stoppage, there's like 3 groups of fights. It's the greatest series so far, especially since we've whooped their freaking behinds in the first 2 games, but it's been like just such awesome hockey to watch. Like there is a fight after every stoppage. Like they were up 3-0 in game 2, the Flyers. There was a fight that got 3 guys 10-minute majors. There was 19 seconds left in the game, and it was 3-0.
Happy playoffs.
Right. But
Brian,
dude,
look at the title of the show.
This is why this is called DA After Dark, my friend. We go late with this bad boy.
Brian. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Well, the
answer is yes.
That too, but yeah, we roll kind of late. But with that being said, yo, Gracie, hit me with your.
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night. I said, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin, and if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say goodnight, Gracie.